Hey, it is Justin once again. I wanted to talk about the price to income ratio, home price to income ratio once again, and I wanted to talk a little bit about whether or not that house prices will be coming down anytime soon. And what I keep forgetting is the fact that they're printing so much money, and that's one of the big heartbreakers that people are facing these days. They're watching the value of the currency drop, but their pay is not going up, and that obviously it's going up some, but it's not going up enough to keep up with inflation, and that's freaking people out. It's breaking a lot of hearts, and it's making housing even more out of reach for people. So we're on the beautiful Sturtevant Drive in Sierra Madre. Look at the hills in the background. Beautiful Sturtevant Drive, and we have got a couple of mansions coming up here. I'll try to show them to you. One of them is hard to see. We've got this Spanish-style monster house, and then we've got, that's the one that's hard to see, and then we've got this sort of a craftsman house, but it's the biggest craftsman house I've ever seen. There's the, oh sorry, you can barely see it down there. As you can see mostly the roof. But take a look at this. Isn't that cool? Yeah, that's the size of an airplane hangar. If you want to like and subscribe, that would be lovely. But what I really want to know is, what do you think about the business with all the, here you go. What do you think about all this business with the rate of inflation and the amount of money printing, which is causing all this inflation? The way that it's affecting house prices, and the way that it is affecting, if at all, your income level. I think that's what I think everybody wants to know, right? Because if you're making $500,000 a year, $1 million houses are not such a big deal for you. But most people aren't making that kind of money. So I feel like that's the real thing that breaks everybody's heart. It's not that houses are so expensive, it's the ratio, right? It's like, well, that's the, I make six figures. I thought I'm making $100,000 a year. Well, sure, median price of a house in Sierra Madre is a lot more than $1 million. So, did you move in? Are you moving in?
Yeah.
Congratulations. This one just sold, so I just saw the new occupant. Pretty cool. This was a carriage house, believe it or not. I think it was a carriage house for the mansion we just saw. And it's sold. We've gone through this on a previous video. So anyway, if you're making a ton of money, you don't care. It doesn't bother you so much. If you can afford a house, what do you care? Houses are expensive. If the currency is devaluing and if your income is keeping up with that, no big deal, right? But it's like, the big deal is when your income is not keeping up with that, and that's what most people are facing. So few people. I mean, there's a handful of people making $1 million a year. Making seven figures, making high fives, mid fives. Those people don't worry so much about this stuff because their incomes have, allowed them, for whatever they're doing. Maybe they're MDs, maybe they're lawyers, whatever. Their incomes, they have their own business, and it's very successful. Their incomes are keeping up, but if yours isn't, you're hurting. And so, what do you do, right? And that's the $64,000 question. And I would encourage people to, I guess it's thinking outside the box. Being a realtor is a nice idea, except most realtors don't make all very much money. The successful ones make a lot of money. Most realtors are not so successful. I've spent plenty of time being not so successful, and it hurts, to try to get into something that is very competitive and hard to get into. So, coming up on Mountain Trail here. So, my thinking is that what we're likely to see is that house prices will not come down. However, they might not rise as fast as the currency is devaluing. And that will be a bubble bursting in housing. Just them not going up that much, or staying flat, or maybe coming down a little bit. But they only came down 5%. Well, if they came down 5% over the course of a year, and the dollar inflated 10%, it's a de facto 15%. That's not bad, right? It really needs to be a lot more than that. However, that's better than nothing. Now, if you're good afternoon. If your income is doing well, and increasing, and you know, the house price goes down 15%, your income goes up 15%, well, now you're 30% more likely or 30% more capable of buying a house. It's all that type of numbers like that. We're on Churchill now. We rarely go into the upper canyon, and that's where I'm headed now. So I thought, you know, enough of the lower canyon. So anyway, I don't know how much more there is to say about that. You know, I'm just hoping that Americans will be finding ways to increase their income. I hope their income level will go up relative to the price of housing, to bring those numbers together, you know, to bring it down to, I think historically houses have been sort of like 3.5, maybe 4 years income for most people. And, you know, and now you had certain times like 1970 when it was less than that. However, you know, it was as low as 2 to 1 in some points in history. However, that's rare. More likely it was 3, 4, maybe even 5. But now it's north of 5, and especially, I mean, California. Maybe those numbers that would be closer to reality in certain parts of the Midwest, but in California, it's, you know, it's north of 5 in most places. So. And it would be nice if people could, you know, if young people starting families, or if anybody, old people, middle-aged people, anybody could afford a house. So I would say that hopefully there will be, you know, your wages will go up faster than home prices. But what can I say? I mean, that's so, it's easy to say that, but it's frustrating when you're watching your income stay the same or not go up much. You're watching houses go through the roof. So all I can say is, just house price. If house prices just don't go up that much, that will be a de facto decrease in the price of houses, because you know the dollar's inflating super fast. So that's enough from me. Enough jibber jabber. This is Justin, the Renegade Realtor from Coast West Real Estate and Next Level Properties. I'm going to give you a little bit of this. If you want to like and subscribe, that would be lovely. But the main thing is, I'd love to get your feedback on some of the stuff I'm talking about. A little more of this intriguing little street here. Thanks for listening. Have a good day.